What up, y'all? What's the problems of the world today? Well, for one, we know that dating is at an all-time low. Marriage is at an all-time low. Births are at an all-time low. We know this now. How do we address the situation? How do we address the problem? How do we solve these issues that are plaguing us? These issues that we have to deal with? Well, no one seems to have the answers, or do they? Because there are so many podcasts, so many podcasters, so many doctors, so many therapists who are just coming out, even dating coaches who are coming out and telling us how to solve these problems or what we need to do in order to stop it from spreading any further. But are we doing it? No, we're not. Not the least bit. No one is listening. We're listening, but we're not listening. See, there's a huge difference, because you truly know if someone is listening based on what? Their actions, what they do. And so all the problems that we are going through right now when it comes to dating, I believe all boils down to one thing. Me and you. We have to start working on ourselves first before we can tell other people what they need to do in order to fix their problems, what the world needs to do. Stop trying to fix the world when you haven't fixed yourself. Before we continue into the video though, I need y'all to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video so someone else can do the very same thing. And if they don't, then we're going to send Steven Crowder after them. And that is exactly who is leading this next video we are about to review, where there is a dating show, which we all know there's thousands of them now, where a young lady is speaking and describing herself and what she likes and what she can do. Well, actually, it's not even herself. She's supposed to be selling herself to the young men. But instead of selling herself, what does she do? Well, I will let you find out on your own. To the video.
I think it had 60 million plays on X.
Wow. Jeez.
And I saw the reactions. Now, there is a reveal, and then that a lot of people don't know. So the clip on X, I believe, had 60 million, or maybe it's 60 million impressions. Someone can correct me. Then I went and watched the original video on YouTube, and at the time it had barely 200,000 plays. There's a discrepancy. Sometimes context just makes it worse, makes your initial assumption, right, it strengthens it. Sometimes context changes everything. And sometimes context shows you the people taking advantage of the out of context clip to be exactly who you assume them to be. In this case, feminists. In this case, people who blame young men for nearly everything. So in this clip, you're going to watch it. It's a dating show where they go up to a group of men and they present themselves and the men decide if they want to date her or not. The argument, and I'll show you after on X, was, I never want to hear about young men being lonely or the manosphere again. This chick is awesome. It shows you that these men don't actually care about cool qualities, and this shows you they deserve to be lonely, right? The blame was placed squarely on the men from this clip. And I didn't even feel that way when I watched the original clip. When I watched the entire one, I actually, I think it's more subversive, and those misrepresenting it, it's more evil than I had initially understood. So let me ask you this, just right now, taking away any of the context, would you date this woman, or would you blame all of these men for not wanting to?
Okay, I'm Riley, I'm 24, I'm from Houston, Texas. And honestly, I'm down for any good adventure. I just got scuba dive certified and I'm planning to go to Australia this summer, so I'm super excited about that. And then I just picked up skiing like 2 years ago, and I honestly love any themed party. Like, those are like my favorite things to go to, my favorite things to plan. And I'm looking for someone that wants to be my adventure buddy, and it's someone that I can trust in and is gonna be there for me.
Aww. If any gentleman would like to get to know Riley more, please step forward.
Some people seem surprised. I'm not.
There's no nervy. Anyone, come on.
Hey Riley, we're gonna have you sit down. But thank you.
Nobody! Now, it's really easy to watch this initially and go, poor thing, right? It's hard to put yourself out there. I get it. And of course, the response here was that, well, when these men are faced with a great prospect, everything they claim that they want, they're shallow and vain because she's not as attractive as some of the other ladies. I don't agree with that, even with this clip without context. But let me give you some examples of what people were putting online. They were saying, man, Riley sounds so fun, and I couldn't believe no one stood up. Those boys must be too boring for her. Erica Miller, Riley, if you read this, they are just boys who were insecure and didn't feel like they could hang with your awesomeness. Someone else responding, Riley having personality, LOL. They are not likening, I think it means liking. It is a red flag. So red flag, she has a great personality. She doesn't. She made a great case. She didn't. These guys are just shallow. It just shows you that they're the ones with unrealistic standards, right? They're vain. I'm gonna replay the video, but not right now. First, I'm going to give you the reveal, because if you think, hey, all these things are great, right? Unfortunately, men are visual creatures. And even though she makes a great case and she's everything that a man figuratively would want and seems really fun and cool, what, just because she's not a smoking hot 10? Well, here's the thing. When you watch the whole video, it's blind. There's a curtain. They never saw her.
Okay, I'm Riley. I'm 24. I'm from Houston, Texas. And honestly, I'm down for any good adventure. I just got scuba dive certified.
Actually, take that down. We'll restart it with the curtain. So now, something that we don't have to argue about, that has been established. It has nothing to do with their looks. In other words, every single man, to the number, every single man there heard something they did not like, that was not attractive to them. It was done blind. Could we maybe look, now we could blame all the men, but we can't blame them for being shallow. We can't blame them for being horn dogs who are looks focused. In other words, their problem was with her personality.
Blows your mind, right? It blew mine. Because a lot of things on the internet are taken out of context. A lot. Many videos are taken out of context. And now that you have AI, it's even going to get worse. But before you saw that there was a curtain before them, what did you think? That she was actually standing in front of these men, right? And they didn't find her quite attractive enough to step up and want to get to know her better. No, they didn't. It's not just what she said, it was their attractiveness. Well, now that you see there was a curtain in between them, some more context was added. Now we can do a deep dive and dissect this video and why these men did not step up and want to get to know Riley better. And of course, you're going to have those women who were clapping it up. The sister code is real. We know this. Y'all stick together. Women will stick together no matter what. Y'all will stick together. Y'all will not tell another woman what she's doing wrong. Why? Because y'all don't see her as doing anything wrong, because you don't see yourself as ever doing anything wrong. Ta-da, solve the dating problem. But no, in actuality, they should have whispered in the ear, hey, you should have said this, you shouldn't have said that, because they can't see you. So if they will not step up, you could have been smoking hot behind that curtain. Smoking hot. Those men heard something that they definitely didn't like. And it's not just one, it's not just two, it's not just three. Every man on the panel heard something that they did not like. Can you guess what it is? Did you hear something that you did not like? Say you were on this show. Did you hear something that you, as a man, did not like that she said? Well, let's do a deeper dive into this video and see exactly what it was that turned these men off from Riley.
Now, you may like it, but let me ask you this. Why do you think all men there didn't? Just to be clear, this is also a Mormon dating show, and so I would imagine that most of these men are probably looking for a wife, something more traditional, if you go and watch the entire show. Not all, but as a general rule. So now it gets to the question, hey, why? Why is it a hard pass from every single one? I'll tell you exactly why. Women hear this and go, oh gosh, she sounds fun. The men hear that and go, expensive, requires constant entertainment, will be easily bored, and you know what else? Every single thing is I, me, and looking for someone to do X for me, at no point availing what they offer a man. And it's done blind. Matter of fact, let's go back, let's watch it, and let's count how many times she discusses what it is she likes and what she is looking for, in contrast to when you're usually auditioning, whether for a role, interviewing for a job, or a first date, putting your best foot forward. It never even occurs to her. And we'll revisit what the men, I guarantee you, are thinking. Let's play it.
Okay, I'm Riley.
1.
I'm 24. I'm from Houston, Texas.
3, 4.
And honestly, I'm down for any good
5.
adventure. I just got scuba dive certified, and I'm planning to go to
7.
Australia
7.
this summer, so I'm super excited about that.
8.
And then I just picked
9.
up skiing like 2 years ago, and I
10.
honestly love any themed party. Like, those are like my favorite things to go to, my favorite things to plan. And I'm looking for someone that
Are we 11?
wants to be my adventure buddy, and it's someone that I can trust in and is gonna be there for me.
Are we at 15?
Yeah.
I
around
wanted to go
there's a
first
lot.
because I thought
Okay.
all of these amazing people I'm
Oh,
with, I
I
got
didn't
to
see
know
this
them before
part.
the show, are literally amazing, and I felt like I needed to stand up and put myself out there first,
20.
so I could like at least put myself out there and there was a chance.
Okay, if any gentleman would like to get to know Riley more.
Now pause. Why do you think all the women are going, yeah, that's great, and every single guy is thinking, not for me? Does that make them pieces of shit? Or, let me ask you this. Is she looking for someone to give a whole lot, and at no point does she offer anything? And I don't know if you know this, you get 0 points for putting myself out there and just telling them what I am. Yeah, if you're looking for a mate, if you're looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with or something serious, you also need to put out there what's going to be a net benefit for the person. Why would they sign up with you? And this is the difference in what men and women are taught. Men are taught, hey, you better bring a lot to the, hey, you better provide, you better protect. Women expect A, B, and C. No man is told you can be a stay-at-home dad, do nothing, live in your mom's basement, and as long as you put yourself out there, you'll find true love. There's somebody for everybody. Women are told, just put yourself out there, and if he doesn't like it, it's his fault. But is it every single man's fault? It seems like she's looking for a walking wallet. It seems like, I'm telling you what the men are thinking. They're thinking expensive. They're thinking seemingly no experience or time for spending on relationship skills and qualities, and seems to only think of herself, but seems to think that it's cool. Australia, skiing, scuba diving, themed parties, and I'm looking for someone to be there for me. You think a guy who runs a company, you think a guy who has his stuff figured out is going to have time for all of that, or do you think he might want a little rest? Do you think this might have gone a little bit differently if she stepped up and said, I do like to travel and I like to have fun, but I like to cook. I have a good close circle of friends. Sometimes I'm happy being at home. I love children, and I'm really looking for someone who, obviously loves me and I can support, and we both make each other better. You think maybe a hand would go up considering it's blind? That's not a cool personality, just so you know, to a guy. For a wife. Now, it could be in addition to, but at no point does she list any of the qualities that a man would, and by the way, should be looking for. Let me ask you this. If it's your son, if it's your brother, and they pick this woman, and they get married, and 2 years down the line, she leaves him for a scuba instructor, and you're talking to your son, and you find out that she was into those theme parties were Wiccan or whatever the hell it is, right? The point is, she decides that she's bored, and she's telling you she gets easily bored, and she decides she wants something more. And then you find out that your son and her didn't have discussions regarding values, that your son and her didn't have discussions regarding faith, regarding the appropriate roles in the household and how they're going to raise a family. Wouldn't you say, hey, what were you thinking? Oh, travel buddy. The issue for me is how we vilify those. They're just saying, okay, no, not for me. And they're the bad guys. If you're going to argue that anyone would be taking advantage or would be predatorial, it would be the woman who clearly cannot afford all of these activities and wants a man who can support her so she can do more. She wants a lot. Maybe she can give a lot. So maybe this is the lesson. Maybe she has a lot to offer, but she listed 0.
That's exactly how or what I would ask my son. What were you thinking? And not to mention, I obviously didn't do my job properly, because for you to pick someone who is not the best mate for you, that's my fault too. And she wouldn't be, because y'all need to understand what the problem, where the problem lies and what the problem is. It's always about you. You always make it about you. Yes, ladies, I'm talking to y'all. You always make it about you. And the men out there who understand this, who have gone through this, they know what I'm talking about. It's always about you. This is the reason why we brought the discussion of what you bring to the table. This is why it's a discussion now. And of course, men are ashamed for asking a woman what they bring to the table, but this is why. It is because it's always about you. So men started saying, you know what? Since she wants to tell me everything about her, everything that she wants to do, she's not even looking for a mate. She's not looking for a husband. She's looking for a friend, somebody that she can lead, knowing that she doesn't want to be the leader. We need to know what you bring to the table now, besides for just yourself. And I've heard women say that. I've seen them say, oh, I just bring myself. I am the table. Oh, really? You're the table? Well, I tell you what, 2 of those legs are broken and the table's about to fall. We can't place too many things on it. I like that. I like that. But it's the truth, though. You want to be the table so much, but you cannot handle the pressure. You cannot handle everything that the world has to throw at you. But a man can. And that's why you're supposed to be under his umbrella. But did she say anything like that? During the time they asked her to sell herself, because that's exactly what we're doing with dating. We're selling ourselves to the opposite sex. Yes, we're selling ourselves. That is the reason why a woman wants to know how much you make. A woman wants to know if you have a house, where you live, what it is you do, what do you aspire to do? Do you have hobbies? Do you want to be greater than what you are right now? Do you have aspiration? Do you have discipline? Do you have a work ethic? They want to know all of that things, because a woman wants to know where you're headed, where you're going, and where you're at. But men, we don't get that anymore. Women do not tell us what it is they bring to a relationship, why we should marry them. They don't. That's exactly what this young lady should have done, but instead she didn't do that. She told them exactly what she liked, what she wanted, and what she was doing, which all sounded what? Expensive. And for a man who wants to create a family, who's not making over 100K a year, who's not making millions of dollars a year, who's not making more than the 15% of people, guess what? To him, that sounds very expensive. You want to do all this traveling and you want to scuba dive, and all this diving that you want to do is going to cost money. Now, how am I supposed to work on my business? How am I supposed to work on our family? How are we supposed to create a family if you're in the Alpine skiing somewhere? If you're always going somewhere and not keeping your ass at home so that we can start this family. See, she did not tell these men anything like that. So that is the reason why they sat their asses down and no one stepped up. So ladies, guess what? This is exactly the reason why no men are stepping up to date y'all. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.